wood stove going still. Okay. I haven't done an update in a long time on this room. We've been busy with so many things, as you've seen, mostly the gardens lately. I think we just did an update. My wife put one up the other day. Okay, so the summer kitchen. Yeah, it's been a while. I haven't really had a whole lot of time to do the filming along the way. I've just been kind of working here, so I was going to show you, for those of you who've never worked with drywall, how to cut drywall and that. I'll probably do a little segment on that. But I basically got all the drywall done in this room, and I still have to finish our trap door for our storage area up there. And I got a little bit just to touch up in here. I was going to leave this, but I'm gonna drywall it. It was hardwood. I had other ideas, but anyways. And I got a little bit of wiring just to finish up for the needs that we have in this room. So today I'm going to be doing the mudding in here, mudding and taping, and I'll show you how that can be done. Also, of course, for another update, we're still working on the floor. I'm going to be doing some more laminate work, and this I'm going to do myself. I've done enough laminate with my friend now that I can manage it, so I'm going to finish the subfloor, and I've already got the material out there for that. And this one here, I'm almost done the drywall, as you can see. I have some stuff up there I want to finish. I was thinking of leaving that wood. I was going to paint it, but I'm thinking I might just put some drywall up there. It doesn't look quite the way I thought it was going to, so that. And we've got our rafters that I've left, our beams there, and we'll be using these. Actually, I have a practical purpose too, for drying herbs in the fall. And the stove is basically all hooked up. For the wet certification, the only thing left I have to do is I just have the steel here, and it's sitting here. I just have to mount it to the wall and have the guy come and do it. But everything's all done as far as that goes. I think I have a couple of screws left to put in there. I think I didn't attach it at the top in case I had to move it while I was working in here or whatever. I only used it a couple times, just when I'm working out here. We've cooked on it a little bit. I'll do another video about the cook stove. Alright, so again, this is for people that have never really done it. I buy them in the smaller containers. You can buy them in bigger ones. The reason I like to buy it in the smaller ones is because I find that I get at it when I can, and if you have a big container that you're always opening, closing, you start getting dry bits and stuff in it, and that makes for a kind of a nuisance when you're trying to mud and tape. So I just buy the smaller ones, and I find they're fresher that way too at the store. Try to get to them from a store that, you know, sells them regularly. I bought one time from a box store, and I think it was sitting for years. Excuse me. I'm going to try and do this while I'm holding the camera here. What you're looking to do, basically, when you're mudding and taping, it's pretty simple. Any areas that you've got your seams, nail holes, and as you can see, I got one sticking out. That's something you should check before you start. But they should all be in, you know, so much to go over top of them. And when I do it, I'm just going to put it on like this. Make sure that it gets nice inside there and the whole area is covered. You don't want to have it so, say, if you can see that where there's none here, it won't work. You're going to end up having problems with when you're the smoother you put it on, the less headaches you're going to have for yourself when it comes time for the sanding, which is my favorite part. I like that more than anything else. In fact, when I start renovating, the first thing I think of is all the sanding I'm going to have to do. But fortunately, this is there's one more room in the house to do after this, and then I'm done. I don't have to do any more for a long time. Next house I do is going to be just like decorating. I'm not renovating anymore. I'm sick of it. Nothing's worse than renovating a house you're living in, too. I don't mind renovating if the house is empty. This room's actually been easier because of that. When we did our kitchen, they always say the hardest rooms to renovate are the kitchen and the bathroom. And especially if the bathroom's your only one. Because, of course, you're using them all the time. So, there you go. I've got it all mudded like that. Okay. Now what I'm going to do, this is the tape. You'll buy this at any store. It's not expensive, and unlike what you think, it doesn't have any stick or adhesive on it. So you're just going to take that tape, and you want to keep it as center as possible where your seam is, and it'll hold itself up with that drywall. They actually have machines. One job site I worked on, they have this set up on a machine that will run this tape through the mud for you and puts the drywall mud on both sides of the tape. So you just have to take it up, and if you're doing a long stretch, you just hold it and give it like a snap, and it'll come and stick right up all the way, and then you just put it on. But to buy one of those things for the amount that we're doing here, again, it doesn't justify. Okay, when you got it up like that, then take your trowel, or what do you call it? You want it nice, and you want to make sure it's nice and smooth, and it's sticking all the way. There's no air bubbles in it or anything. Don't be afraid to press too hard on it for that. And the lovely thing about drywall, I find too, if it is bubbling, by the way, just do that. Take some of the mud and go back and forth on it. That usually pushes it in. It can be a little more forgiving than wood paneling or something. I've done a little bit of paneling, and it pretty well has to be perfect to look half decent. Drywall, you can fix a lot of mistakes with this. Then take more of your drywall mud or compound, and you can leave it like this to dry, but I find it's just extra work. You can put this on top right away, and both the top and the bottom will dry in a reasonable amount of time. By tomorrow I should be able to come out here, and by that time I'll show you a really easy way to save a lot of sanding. The smoother you make this, by the way, I think I've already said this, but the better off it is for you in the long run, because there's no need in sanding any more than you have to. It's a lot easier to fill in pits than it is to sand down hills, if you think of it that way. So don't be afraid if there's a few holes. And they can always be filled in on your second, or sometimes I have to do as much as three coats on it. Oh, and then, okay, so that's done. I'll just show you the nail holes are really easy to do. You don't have to tape the nail holes, by the way. I should just say that now, because if you're doing it for the first time, you probably won't know that. There's one I got to take out. I'll just do this one. All you do is just a couple times. Don't be afraid to make it, reasonably big, like that. And you'll sand that down, and you may have to do these a couple of times, but they're pretty easy to take care of. Oh, and I'll just show you quickly too while we're at it, the corners, because you're probably going to get asked this. I'll do the same thing. Yes. You'll notice the tape has a line in it. I think you can see that. It folds like this. Okay, and you do the same thing. You put your drywall mud here and make sure it's in the center, and you'll just put your tape in like this. And if for some reason it's not enough, you can also put, like, say if you have a bigger gap, like over here where I'm going to do it, okay, you can also put another flat layer of tape on top of here like this as well. And something else I'll show you quick. This stuff's called corner bead. I have to go get more, so I can't really show you the final product today. This piece was too short. I thought it was going to fit, but whenever you have corners, especially in high traffic areas, almost always use this stuff. You can get plastic or metal. I've always used metal. I think the price is the same. And you'll notice there's little holes. That's where you put your screw in. But basically it just goes on the corner like that, and then you fill that in with your drywall mud. And then again, if you want, like, you can put tape. You put tape over top of it, just against that edge. Not on the edge, but just about, say, here and over, to cover that. And same thing as how I just showed you, same method. So I hope this helps, and well, I'm looking forward to having this done, that's for sure. Check this out. Big. Freaking yellow jacket queen while I'm working. Ha ha ha. You think you're gonna sting me and make a nest here? Boy, you got something coming. Let's see, what weapon of choice can we use? I know. Since he wants to help me with the drywall, we'll get him with the drywall mud. There you go. Alright, so I've got it all mud and tape first coat. And now I'm just going to show you this quick before I start applying the second one, and I'll probably end up doing 3 and whatever, but I learned this on one of the jobs I worked on. You just take one of these scrapers, instead of going around sanding it all to apply your second coat, all you do is, I'm just looking for an easy spot to show you here. There. See how there's a ridge here? If you try to mud over top of that, it's going to mess it all up. So instead of sanding it, all you do is take your scraper and scrape it to smooth it out. Now that's smooth enough to start applying your second coat. So I'll just go over the whole thing, and anything, like even that little thing sticking up, your corners like this, you want to do your corners, sometimes big chunks on there like that, you can actually just break them off. But you don't want to have them, of course, because then you'll have it so it'll hit your scraper when you're going by, and you know, like this, you don't want to have this kind of thing sticking out, so you just scrape it off of that. So that's what I'm going to do. And when I've gone over it, there's another good example here. When I've gone over all that and squeeze them out just as I can, then I'll put my second coat of mud. And in some cases after that, sometimes it's ready to sand, sometimes you need a third. There's another good example right there, that nice line there. So I might go sharpen this up a bit.